Torrona?
Oh, sí.
Wow, Mom. Morning, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Reynoso, your Stick of Health man. Check it out here with our Stick of Health mom. Good morning, Mommy.
Mónico,
¿Cómo estás hoy, Ma?
pues aquí esperando saludarle a mis amistades del celular y que me digan que estoy bien guapa, pero pues ya me miré ahorita en el espejo, me desconsoló.
No, madre, pero es muy bonita, Ma. I love you, Mom. All right. So, anyways, you guys, today is Thursday. Today's 17th of April, and so I'm just reminding you again to get your sticker heel on TikTok shop now. Okay, you still get it on Walmart online, Amazon online, and Flip online, but you can now get it on the TikTok shop, which is great. We're gonna be starting our morning here, drinking some coffee, and we're going to have some sandwiches here with some nice warm coffee to start our day, and then we're gonna be going to work. So for those of you that watch me on TikTok, I'm sorry I'm not live on TikTok today. I got banned for a week. So, but I'm still gonna be posting live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and YouTube and Facebook. Good morning. We have Koheme Kejame says, how are you, Holmes? I'm doing good. Don Ramon, homie. Órale, Don Ramon. Gracias. Ah, pues mira, ella es mi mamá. Y ella está haciendo unos sándwiches aquí para empezar nuestro día. ¿Cómo estás tú, Cajame? Cajame, ¿verdad? ¿Así? ¿Cajame? Órale, gracias, Cajame. Y pues, como le estaba diciendo, estamos haciendo un cafecito ahorita y nos vamos a tomar con unos sándwiches. Alright, Cajame, órale. ¿De dónde eres, Cajame? Tú eres primero hoy aquí en YouTube.
Es de los madrugadores.
¿Usted es madrugador como nosotros? ¿De dónde es usted? A ver, díganos, por favor. Dice que es de Sonora, México. Órale, pues un saludo para usted en Sonora, México. Para todo Sonora, México, pero especialmente para usted. Qué bien. Dice mi mamá que usted ha de ser madrugador, porque ahorita todo es temprano. Son las 6:15 aquí en California. Dice, I am Yaqui Native American. Alright. Dice que es Yaqui indio ahí de Sonora, ma. Pues ahí en Sonora son yaquis todos, ¿verdad? Alright. Sexy Kayla. How you doing, sexy Kayla? Good morning to you, baby. This is my beautiful mom, Kayla. We're having, she's making some sandwiches right here.
Ya están aquí todos los que vamos a comernos ahorita.
Alright. Cool, Mom. Alright, well, right on. Welcome to the Stick of Health Man Show, everybody. Dice aquí, Kahame dice, yes, tío, there's other tribes also. Sí, pero el yaqui es el más famoso, ¿verdad? Yo tengo parientes también que son yaquis. Una de mis cuñadas es de esa área también. Ella es yaqui también. Good morning, Isa. How you doing, Isa? Welcome to the Stick of Health Man Show. Today is April the 17th. And I got banned from TikTok for a week. So I don't know if you guys watch me on TikTok, but for those of you that do watch me on TikTok, I'm sorry I'm not going to be there for another week, but I still keep...
La otra broma del embudo.
A ver, no. Do you guys know that joke? Have you guys heard my mom say that to me before? Okay. Kahame dice, you should post a video right now that you are live on YouTube. Oh, that's right. That's a great idea. ¿Verdad que sí? Thanks. I'm gonna do that right now. Let me see. Let me set this to the side. Yes, see. So check it out. We got our coffee going right here. Let me do that live now. That's a great idea. I put one on there also yesterday, and then people do watch it, but not everybody watches it right away. But that is an excellent idea. Let me do that right now. Thank you. All right, let me do it right now. I'm gonna put you guys on the show. How's that? Give me a second. All right, here goes. Here goes. That was a great idea. Kaheme, ¿verdad? Morning, Azteca Health friends. Check it out. Me, Jose Reynoso, with my Azteca Health mom. We're here on the Azteca Health Man Show. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Sorry, we're not live on TikTok today because I have a weak band. But you can check us out live right now on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Your choice, all right? Right on. Remember to get your Azteca Heal on the TikTok shop now, everybody. All right? We got people joining in. Why don't you come in and join us too? Thank you very much. Orale. Thank you to Kaheme and Isa. And also we got Sexy Kale. All right, let's keep it going, everybody. Thank you, Azteca Health friend. There, how's that? Did you like that? Okay, let me put it up. All right, so anyways, check it out. My mom's making she's making one of her remedies, you guys. Isa says, oh, you all give such a sweet vibe. Hey, thanks. Thank you, appreciate that very much. Well, that's what I try to do, you know what I mean? I try to put out good vibes as best as I can. And I try to do a little bit of comedy, try to do a little bit of, I dance a little bit here and there, even though I don't know how to dance. I have 2 left feet, but I try. All right, let me put up this video real quick. Thank you for all the likes, I appreciate them very much. Bow. Here it is. Let me set this up real quick. So, okay, look, you see what my mom's doing right now? She's doing one of her remedies. That's says the es un hueso de aguacate. What that means is that's the avocado seed inside.
Para los dolores de los huesos, para el empachado, para limpiar, pues, para cuando le duele uno aquí esto y los codos, los hombros.
Okay, she says that this remedy here is good for those of you that have arthritis, you have joint pains, or empachado means like if you have an upset stomach.
Para los bebés cuando están malitos se les cose y se les da la agüita.
She says it's really good for babies, so when they have a real bad stomach ache and all that, or their little stomach's hurting, she says that's really good for babies.
Y que tiene que estar fresco para que se pueda rayar. Luego ya cuando se seca se va a poner amarillo.
Mom says that when you want to grate it like this, you want it to be fresh, because if it's too old, then it gets really hard and it's hard to do. So she says that to do this while it's still, while it's still fresh. Good morning, chica, how you doing? Tell mama I want some pozole. Okay, mom. It's the ¿te acuerdas de Palmira, no? La hermana de Brenda.
¿Cómo no?
Dice aquí que te mando a saludar.
Mucho gusto saludarla y espero que esté bien y todavía está allá.
Dice que ella dice que te diga que quiere pozole. Right on, Pam. Yes, everybody. Pam here. She's a family friend for many years. I've known her since I was a little boy, and so right on. Nice to have you here, Pam. I appreciate you being here, Mama. Yes, Pam is she's Tia to my cousins, and she's a sister of our uncle's wife. Right on, Pam. How you been? Okay, Amazon, Walmart, Amazon, and Flip. Give me a second while I post up this video. Give me a second, everybody. Right there. All right. So that was a great idea that you gave me to put up this video right now. Appreciate that very much. Let me see. Let me find a good song for this. I'm gonna put this one. Don't worry, be happy. Okay, Pam says, Shorty's sister-in-law. That's Shorty's sister-in-law. Well, yeah, Shorty's my uncle, and Pam is Shorty's sister-in-law. Right on, Pam. Speaking of which, you know Anthony, right? I guess he's back from. He was living down in Southern California somewhere. So I've been talking to him in the last few days. He says he's back in town. So right on, Anthony. Anthony's my little nephew, Pam's nephew, and he's a cool little kid. All right, we got CK. He said, "Yo, what's up, PC?" Not a whole lot, homie. Just getting ready to start our day here, and yeah, welcome to the Stick of Healthman Show, CK. Right on, CK.
¿Es cacique entonces?
No es cacique, man. Nomás se llama CK.
Dice que su nombre se parece a las palabras que cuando una gente es muy coda le dicen que es muy cacique.
Oh, a ver, dile tú. Aquí está.
No,
Okay, my mom wants to say something to you,
su
CK.
nombre se parece a una palabra que en México le dicen es muy cacique. Pero su nombre es diferente porque dice Siki, pero allá dicen cacique con qué de kilo.
No está bien en la cabeza, usted no haga caso todo.
All right, you guys. So, anyways, my mom thought your name sounded like cacique, which means somebody that's colo. Do you guys know what colo means? All right, CK says, "Can I ask you how tall you are, Holmes?" Of course. I'm gonna prove it to you. Watch. That way you can see it. Ta-da! Let me take off my hard hat. All right, here we go. Are you one of those guys that's people that's always asking me how tall I am? Because people are always asking me that, and I'm just kind of curious. Okay, look. Can you see it? I don't know if, let me raise up the phone so you can see exactly how tall I am. How's that? Okay, right there is level. See that? Can you see it? Okay, that's level right there. And it's touching the ground. And what was it? Did you see what it was? What? No? Okay, let me do it again for you, right? Okay, this is my tape measure. It's touching the ground. Right there. There's my head. Alright, can you see it now? That's perfectly level right there. 5'5". That's right, 5'5". And that's what it says also on my driver's license. I'm 5 feet 5 inches tall. Alright. Let me see, give me a second here while I post up this video real quick. Alright, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and have some coffee now. And we're going to continue with the show. Right on, CC. It's the people ask me how tall I am every day, and they're always asking me how tall my mom is. And so, yeah, you know, any question you would like me to ask, I would be happy to answer it for you. Bam! Right on. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's go sit on the table, you guys. Come on, let's go over here.
Listen to that again. He's more
All right, here we go. So yes, I am 5 feet 5 inches. Thank you, CC, for asking that. And I'm actually wearing my boots. My boots are probably about almost an inch thick, so I'm probably 5'4". But that's what it says on my license. It's 5 feet 4 inches. Right on, you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. And today's April the 17th. You know, this month is going by very quick. Today we're gonna be working on that cinder block wall again. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But you know, work's got to get done. Masonry work is hard, but you know, I couldn't think of doing anything else. Even if I had to start all over again, I would still love to keep going with the masonry work that I do. My dad, he's a master mason, and he started us young when we were kids. You know, he would take us to work on the weekends, or if we got suspended from school, he would also take us to work. If we during summertime, you know, to make some money and stuff, he would take us to work. So by the time we got out of high school, we were already more skilled than most journeyman masons out there. Because my dad, he's a very patient man. He always takes his time to explain things to us, and you know, that's how you learn. My brothers and I, we have trained many masons to become masons from zero to assistants, laborers, assistants, you know, apprentices, and all that to journeyman level. So we have trained many men out there also in the masonry field. You know, people. There's all kinds of masons. There's block masons, there's brick masons, there's stone masons, there's concrete masons, you know, that kind of stuff. But us, we do the full masonry spectrum, okay? So that's why we're master masons. Like me, I lay block, I lay brick and all that. I might not be as fast as, you know, block layers out there. You know, they work in unions, you work, you know, that's your full-time job. You know, I'm fast enough, and I'm also accurate enough. So, you know, I don't try to compete with men for speed, but qualities, we're all there. You know what I mean? Good morning, Elena Anguiano. ¿Cómo estás, prima? Saludos para usted. Mamá, acá tenemos a Elena Anguiano, tu sobrina, allí nuestra prima. Acabo de llegar. Ahorita dice que te voy a invitar un cafecito, prima, ¿eh? ¿Cómo ha estado? ¿Bien? Espero que muy bien, prima. Aquí está ella, te están mirando aquí en Facebook, mamá.
Buenos días, nena. Aquí te mando un café por distancia, pero también en persona te lo puedo dar cuando gustes.
Sí, prima, aquí está su casa. Cuando un día que usted quiera venir para acá, aquí está su casa, prima. Ajá.
Este es tu café.
Gracias,
También
mamá.
para mis amistades
Sí,
que
sí.
me saludan y que me estiman. Y también para los que no les gusta. También les...
Madre, pero a ti toda la gente te quiere, ma.
Sí, pues, yo también los quiero a todos.
A mi mamá la crean o no, pero mucha gente le encanta ver a mi mamá. Mucha gente le gusta vernos aquí en la mañanita, porque mi mamá da consejos, da remedios. Ella pues nos da, nos bendice, nos dice una oración, y a mucha gente le encanta eso, prima. Por eso pues
También les canto el Happy Birthday cuando es su cumpleaños.
sí, también canta Happy Birthday mi mamá.
Bueno, pues estoy con ustedes y aquí me voy a sentar con ustedes.
Siéntate acá con nosotros, ma.
Deja ver si hay leche acá adentro.
Okay, mom. Y si no, abrimos una ahorita. All right, everybody. So once again, welcome to the Azteca Healthman Show. I'm Jose Reynoso, reminding you that you can now get your Azteca Heal on the TikTok shop now, as well as Amazon, Flip online, Walmart online, and now on the TikTok shop, you guys. So it makes it a lot easier for you to get your Azteca Heal. Isn't that great? All right. So just curious. I told you I got banned on TikTok for a week, right? I'm just curious. Does anybody here on YouTube follow me on TikTok? I'm curious to see if my videos, reach people, to see how I'm doing. You know what I mean? Feedback is really good. It lets me know, what works, what doesn't work, and so that's what I do. Right on. A ver, give me a second.
No hay. Allá.
¿Abro nomás?
Ahí abajo.
Ok.
En el de abajo.
¿Este da?
Sí. Es mi favorito.
¿La lavo?
Sácalo para la-
¿Lo lavo o lo lavo?
No, yo lo lavo.
Ok, mom.
Pones jabón y yo.
My mom, she always helps me clean the top of the lechera thing because my mom's a very clean woman and she likes to do things in a certain way. So, like once in a while, I'll be trying to help her out. If I don't do things the way she wants me to do them, she'll redo them herself. Okay, that's what moms do, right? So yeah, you guys. Today's April the 17th. We're getting ready to start our day. And it's gonna be a great day today, you guys. I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to do the best I can, you know, to keep you entertained. All right. So sometimes when TikTok, when I'm not on TikTok, the show's a little bit slower because TikTok is fast, 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 fast. You know what I mean? And then everybody else on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, not that many people comment, so it's real slow, slow, slow. So it's kind of harder for me to it's harder for me to keep you entertained because when there's more people here, more people comment, so it gives me more things to talk about. All right, everybody. Okay, so it's 6:35 right now. Still early in the morning. Hope everybody's still doing great out there. My mom's making our coffee right here with lots of love. Thank you, mommy.
Bueno, pues trae el azúcar. La miel da bien mucho trabajo que se da.
All right, so my mom's gonna put a little bit of sugar in here. She usually puts honey in our coffee because she says that the sugar is very bad for us, you know. So she likes to put so she likes to use honey, but today she's gonna use sugar. All right, so let's keep going, you guys. Let's have our coffee, see what it tastes like. This is my favorite cup. This is the cup I'm always using when I drink coffee here at my mom's house. I like this cup right here. It's kind of big, but I don't know. I like it for some reason. I like the way the shape is. I like some coffee cups. They're smaller on the bottom, so they tilt over a lot easier. So this is bigger, and it's also heavier. So it's not that easy to spill. That's kind of why I like it. And it's also got this beautiful design right here, some tennis rackets. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right, we got Gilberto Guzmán. Buenos días, ¿cómo le va? ¿Qué tranza por sus venas, homie? Buenos días, hoy es abril 17. Gilberto Guzmán. Dice mi mamá que hoy es Jueves Santos, ¿eh? So, ¿qué quiere decir eso, mamá?
Pues que mañana es el día que fue crucificado nuestro Señor.
Oh. Okay, my mom says that today is Thursday, Good Thursday or something like that. She says that today is the day before our Lord Jesus Christ got crucified. Okay, so I think you're not supposed to be like eating red meat and stuff like that. Entonces hoy tampoco no se come carne, dama.
No, es obligatorio mañana, todos los viernes del año, pero en la Semana Santa pues ya depende, porque a los bien enfermos pues yo creo que se les tienen que dar aunque sea su caldito pero carne y sangre eso sí nunca comer, nomás si están en el artículo de muerte pues sí los pueden pues ¿verdad? Pero no comer sangre.
Oh,
Yo
okay.
antes sí comía, pero hasta que me di cuenta que era muy malo.
Oh, my mom says that all Fridays year round you shouldn't eat red meat, but she says especially during the Holy Week, which is this week, okay? But she says you're not supposed to be eating blood either. I like blood. Blood tastes great. There's some some dishes out there that where people cook blood, and it actually tastes great, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I like blood. It tastes good. My mom says I'm not supposed to eat it, but anyways, I don't know, but I don't follow all the things religious. The religion tells us to do. I'm not, all hardcore about it. But my mom is. She's if anything she finds out or that she'll remind me. She like this week. Today's all good week, good Holy Week or something like that. It's Semana Santa. So she doesn't cook any red meat. She doesn't cook any blood for sure. And so she's always reminding us, that today's gonna be it's Good Thursday. So I guess it's the day before Jesus Christ got crucified. So tomorrow is when she says that tomorrow's when Jesus got crucified. So the little stuff that I pick up here and there, most of it is from my mom and from my dad. I don't know all the rules and all that about religion and stuff like that. So I'm not all informative, but my mom, she tries to inform me as much as she can about what's going on in that kind of religion stuff. All right, you guys. So it's 6:41 so far. I'm gonna be here with you a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna get going to work. Okay. Of course. And you know what? My sandwiches taste a lot better because I know my mom makes them with lots of love. So that makes them taste even better. All right, we got Joanne. Joanne says, sheesh, deal. Good morning to you. Coffee's so good. Welcome to the Azteca Health Man Show, Joe and Sheesh Deal. Don't you mean Cheech Deal? Or Sheesh Deal? What is Sheesh? What does Sheesh mean? Does that mean be quiet? What do you mean by that?
No.
All right, you guys. So as you can see, we're having a great breakfast here with my mom. All right, Joanne says, "Good morning, Theo, but nah, not shh." Okay, thanks, I appreciate that. Okay, Drawing Girly Pop says, "What are you eating?" Oh, that's a good question. Check it out. I'll show you. I am eating some peanut butter. Thank you, Mom. Some peanut butter and honey sandwiches, okay? So my mom, instead of using jelly, sometimes she'll use honey because she says that it's more healthy. Also, she uses this. Watch. This right here is really good. It's sweetened condensed milk. This is also yeah, instead of jelly, you guys, this tastes really good. Instead of jelly, this is a great substitute. Okay, so it's sweetened condensed milk.
Y esta es la leche, pero viene de igual de la misma. Esta es leche para el chocolate, para el café, y puede estar cocinado ya el chocolate, ya nada más le pone a 4 tazas. Y eso.
Also, my mom, we put this in our coffee too. This is evaporated milk.
Y también puede hacer jaletina con él, jaletina.
We put that in our coffee instead of those creamers and all that stuff they sell. And also, my mom says it's really good to make Jello. It's also good for all kinds of stuff. So that's what we put into our coffee. We don't put those creamers. We use that evaporated milk, which makes it taste really good. Okay, I think like creamers, once in a while you put too much and it tastes weird. but with the evaporated milk, it makes it taste really good. Okay, drawing
Déjenme enseñarle
girly.
la jaletina para que se animen.
Oh, she's gonna show you her jello she just made. Watch so you can get an idea of what she's talking about. Drawing Girly Pop says, yummy! She also says, I eat honey too. Okay, well see, my mom, she uses honey a lot because, you know, like my dad here, he's a diabetic. He can't have no sugar whatsoever.
Jaletina.
Look at that. She made some jello out of that milk. That looks delicious. All right, mother, give me some more. Look at this, you guys. See that? It's jello made from that milk. Look at that. See that?
Ahí está. Ya nomás se compran su paquete allá en la Castro. Yo compro muchos para tener para jaletina, para el café y cuando quiero chocolate también.
Finger looking good. Okay, my mom says the best place to get that is at Costco because you can get a big case, and then that way, you know, you don't spend so much money and it lasts you a lot longer instead of just buying a little can.
Siempre que puedo compro y ahí tengo guardadita.
All right, thank you very much for the likes. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, my mom, she uses honey as a substitute for sugar because since my dad's a diabetic, he can't have any sugar. So my mom uses honey in a lot of the stuff that she uses because honey, as you know, it's natural. It's just kind of like a stick of heel. A stick of heel is also natural, you guys. You can now get it on the TikTok shop. Okay, God willing, a stick of heel is going to become America's #1 energy drink. You can get yours on the TikTok shop now, or a stickofhealth.com, flip, and Walmart online. All right. So let's
Primero deshacen la jaletina y luego la ponen en agua y luego ya que ya unas 2 horas y luego la mueven porque no aquí tengo la jaletina.
Yeah, my mom says what you want to do first is you take the jello packages, and she says you want to go ahead and dissolve them really, really good so that way they get evenly distributed. I tasted that jello she made right now. It tastes excellent, you guys. Okay, this is it right here. This is the little packets she uses to make her jello. Okay.
Ya, pero necesitan ponerle pues bastante y solo que vayan a hacer poquitita.
Okay,
Yo ya sé la medida para todo eso.
My mom says she knows the measurement already, but if you're gonna be making a lot, you need to use more than one little packet. Unless you're just gonna be making a little small portion. All right. All right.
Porque si la compran hecha allá en vasitos, le sale muy costosa, muy expensive.
Yeah, mom says that if you buy jello in those little containers that are already made, she says it gets expensive really quick. So that's why she makes those big portions, so that when we visit her, or her grandkids visit her, you know what I mean, or anybody that visits her, she has plenty to go around instead of, you know, just buying the little tiny little things. Plus, everything homemade tastes a lot better. It's more healthier, you know what I mean, and you save a lot more money. So my mom, she's all about saving money and about being healthy, you guys. Delicious. All right, let's continue here. All right, están muy buenos tus sándwiches, mom. Muchas gracias, mom.
Sí, con gusto.
Con gusto, dice mi mamá.
Si te sacaba un ratito ese.
My mom's always giving me advice, and she's always giving me, you know, tips on life and everything, you guys. So that's one of the reasons why I like to visit my mom and my dad. You know, and we have breakfast here, coffee,
No te retires así, tienes que...
and then we're here with my mom and my dad and my brother. You know, it's really cool in the mornings, you guys. So it's like starting your day positive. Okay, so I'm so blessed to have both my parents and my brothers and my sisters and everybody. You know, so it feels good. Thank you very much. Mmm, that's good. Mira, las penitas que hace delante. ¿Vamos?
Sí, pues ya. Dile que no se duerma para lado de la pared.
Ah, como mi padre te avienta a ti al lado de la paderma. ¿Verdad? Ya ves, ma.
Sí.
All right, you guys, let's continue here. I'm getting ready to go to work pretty soon here, so I'm really glad you guys are here. You know, it's the keeping us company. Drinking our coffee here again. It's a great morning so far. All right, we got Angeline M. Yagas. Dice, good morning to you. How you doing? Angeline M. Yagas.
Villegas, yo creo, Villegas.
No, se llama Angeline M. Yagas. Buenos días. Estamos aquí tomándonos un cafecito, miren. Buenos días para usted. Y para ustedes, all of you that van a empezar su día, tómense el cafecito, cómense algo para comer, porque allá en el trabajo, o especialmente si van a la escuela, sus hijos que manden a la escuela, si tienen hambre allá en la escuela, no van a poder pensar bien.
Las letras no entran cuando se tiene hambre. ¿Eh?
Dice mi mamá que las letras no se entran bien cuando tiene uno hambre. So make sure you give your children something to eat before you send them off to school. My mom says that when you're hungry, you know, letters and numbers, they just go right through. They don't stick. So just, make sure you give your kids something to eat before you send them off to school. If you're going to work, it's also very important for you to eat something because, at work, you're going to be hungry. You kind of concentrate on your job either. If you're doing hard work like us, you need food for power, you know what I mean? That's why I'm always drinking my stick of heel at my job sites.
Y por eso las mujeres también, las esposas, no los manden sin lonche. Pobres hombres allá comiendo pura hamburguesa y seca.
O a veces nada.
En una lonchera de esas termales, háganle sus taquitos con su comida y ellos para en la tarde que ellos comen ya todavía están calientitos.
Oh yeah, you guys, when I still lived here with my mom.
Pero loncheras termales, no cualquier lonchera de plástico.
When I still lived here with my mom, and we'd be working with my dad. My mom would make us lunch for my dad, myself, my brothers. Sometimes my uncles or my cousins. She would get up early in the morning every morning, and my mom would make us tacos, right, or burritos.
Burritos.
And los hacía de papas, frijoles,
Los
ahí
burritos
con
se le pone
chilorio.
la tortilla calientita y en medio y luego se doblan así y se hacen el burrito y ya lo ponen en la lonchera en una servilleta para que se evapore y la cierran y cuando comen también calientitos.
That's right. So my mom, she had this lunchbox for my dad, right? It was a big lunchbox like this, rectangular, and it was one of those thermal lunch boxes, like an igloo, okay? And so my mom she would make the burritos nice and fresh, nice and
Y
warm.
su café en un termo también termal.
And so when we were eating at lunch, the food would be still nice and warm. We didn't have to heat it up or nothing. It was still nice and warm, nice and steamy.
Una naranja o una pera o también algo para el break.
And she would send us, a little bit of fruit and stuff. And she would also send us with those big Stanley cups, thermoses, full of coffee. Then we'd have nice warm coffee at work. You know what I mean? So That was when I used to live with my mom. Now that I'm by myself, well, I usually never take a lunch. I forget. Or if I do take a lunch, it's usually something that's on the way. You know, that gets expensive real quick. Sometimes I forget, and it's not as healthy as as home cooking like my mom used to do. So for those of you that still have your mom or your wife's cooking for you, show them some appreciation, okay? Because they're saving you money, they're keeping you healthy, and they cook it with a lot of love. Thank you very much. ¿Verdad, mamá?
Sí, porque a mí me enseñó mi mamá. Yo miraba, pues, yo, ella lo hacía, pero yo ya cuando fui una adulta, pues yo le hacía igual. Por eso no hay que dar malos ejemplos con los hijos, porque también siguen el camino de la madre que sea malandra.
Y sí. Wow, mom.
Y no se dejarse atropellar también del marido, no pelear, pero mejor juzgarlo, Lucas.
No, but like my dad, he never ever. We never saw. My mom can even tell you herself. My dad never ever hit her, ever. Okay, there was a few times that when we were little kids that my mom would start acting up, or she would get at my dad, and I would be thinking sometimes, oh my God, my dad's gonna kill my mom this time for sure. And you know what? My dad always held back, just kind of breathed in, breathed out, breathed in and breathed out. But my dad never ever laid a hand on my mom. Okay, and so I don't know how he did it, honestly. Sometimes, like I said, there'd be times where I thought that mind. This is it. But no, it never happened. ¿Verdad, mamá?
Naturalmente.
Pero dice que ahora sí ya quiere.
¿No?
Pero dice que ahora sí ya quiere, mamá.
¿Ah, sí? Never too late, though.
Pues sí, ahí va el hombre hasta con la tripa seca y luego pues el pobre si no tiene raite o quiere comerse un taco que sea trabajando ahí escondiditas, pues no puede. ¿Y por qué? Porque la bolsona no le envuelve el lonchecito, no sean ingratas. Porque Dios dice, ya sabes que a mi presencia llegarás y luego el tindinga.
No, y es peor cuando la mujer, yo no sé, pues, ¿verdad? Pero yo he mirado que en veces los hombres, porque muchos hombres trabajan con nosotros en vez, lo peor es cuando llegan al trabajo sin lonche y luego les quitan el dinero, o no pueden ni comprar algo ahí de la lonchera que llega allí para vender comida. Eso está peor, ya. Les quitan el dinero y no les echan lonche. Los pobres hombres andan todos ahí desnutridos o ay, no sean ingratas. Prefiero andar pintándose allá las uñas, pinches uñotas ahí bien largas y eso, y en vez de echarle un lonchecillo al esposo.
No pueden ni limpiarse siquiera el obedecer. ¿Por qué? Porque tienen tamañas uñotas. Y se sabe, cuando una mujer es trabajadora, no tiene ni uñas, nada. Porque las uñas te impiden hasta abrir el refrigerador. Y no quiero decir nombres porque ya sé quién son.
Sí, no quiero decir nombres, porque ya sabemos quién son. Yo por eso no digo nada, porque yo pues nunca llevo lonche. Y cuando yo vivía aquí con mi mamá, when I used to live here with my mom would always make us a nice warm lunch to take to work with my dad and us. And so, cuando yo vivía aquí con mi mamá, I was always eating healthy, always had my 3 square meals, and it was really cool. Pero once you leave your home, if you leave with a wife that doesn't make you lunch, takes your money away, you're you're not a strong man anymore because you don't eat very well, and you don't have money to buy lunch at the taco truck. The taco truck pulls up to the construction sites, and I know this because a lot of men work for us, right?
Encárguenles un termo que se llame termo. termo y aquí les pueden poner su café. Y aquí dice que 18 horas caliente y 24 frescas. Entonces, este termo ya nomás le echan así ellos y ya se abre y ya toman.
Pero ya no era. Ese consejo está bueno, pero yo creo que hace como 20 o 25 años para atrás o más todavía.
Botellas de vidrio con un olote.
It's good advice, but that's outdated maybe 25, 30 years ago, I think. And even then you were pushing that.
Ya está que
La mujer no le hace el lonche. But nowadays, to push that agenda, we're not machistas. You can't, women are not our servants. So, que no le echan lonche y le quita el dinero, porque lo malgasta los pendejos. So, maybe lo está ahorrando ella y le quita el dinero, no le echa lonche, pues el güey, huevón, que haga su propio pinche lonche en la mañana. Que él no trae dinero, pues ahí trae la comida, que haga lonche. His wife's not his slave. También puede ser su propio lonche antes que se vaya.
Sí, pues sí, también. Y
la mujer no es la esclava de uno puede ser, uno tiene manos, uno tiene patas, ojos, uno puede ser su propio
Ahora
lonche.
voy para allá, para el hombre. También que llegue el hombre, que la mujer está con la frutera de niños, uno, dos o tres, y que también trabaje ella. Tienes que llegar y ayudarle a lavar los platos y a ver, te ayudo aquí la cebolla y lo que ocupen ahí para rápido. Cooperar los dos.
Yeah, but the thing about the lunch, see, I was saying that because my mom, you know, like when we were living here, she was a stay-at-home mom. You know, back in the day, she had 2 jobs. She had a lot of things to do, and my mom still made my dad's lunch, no matter what. Even if
yo lo encargué de Amazon.
even if she had 2 jobs, my mom would still make my dad's lunch. That's my point. I know that, you know, modern women, they're not gonna be saving themselves,
Mira.
you know, and all that.
18 horas caliente y si es frío dura 24 horas. No importa qué le pongas.
So to get a thermos like this, and this will keep your food warm, coffee and all that. So my mom, she used to do this for us when I used to live here. All right, let me see. We have aquí Nintendo, dice, buenos días, yo así también como con mi jefita, estamos ricos, compa. Y sí, ¿verdad que sí? Pues mira, más rico ya no se puede. El dinero no importa, la felicidad sí. Kimberly, how you doing, baby? Kimberly says.
Muchas gracias.
Kimberly says, good morning. Great idea, Eric. All right. Oh, he went outside. I'll tell him when he comes back. Yeah, but I'm talking about, you know, like back in the days, women like my mom. Eric's right. You know, modern women are they're not our slaves and stuff like that. Kimberly says that was a great idea you said right now, Eric.
What?
That what you were saying now about, you know, about modern women.
Oh yeah, man, you can't expect this. That's my mom did that 25, 30 years ago or more when we worked. But we're talking about the older generation that's 50 years ago. Even 25 years ago, you're pushing it. Even you're lucky enough to. But nowadays, these new women, there's nothing wrong with that because you know the rent's expensive. Everybody's working, so the woman's wasting her ass. Sometimes the guy ain't working. The construction slows, rainy season. Sometimes the woman's the one's working. So I make my wife lunch when there's no work. She's getting up early. She's coming home. I'll even try to have dinner ready because if you're not working and your ass is at home, why you gonna stay on the couch? And your wife gets home from work and you still want her to make you dinner? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, you know what I mean? I have no idea. But I'm just talking about like women in my mom's era. And you know what? Like I'm telling you, I see guys like this all the time because we hire guys all the time. But I also do see a lot of guys, you know, that their wife does pack them a lunch. So those women are not extinct. They're not. There's still women out there, you know, that pack the man's lunch, una frutita, un juguito, and all that. So those women are not extinct. But there's all kinds of people out there. That's just my point. I was just saying that when I was still living here with my mom, she would make my dad's lunch, my tío's lunch, my primo's lunch. I lunch for everybody, you know. And so when I lived here at my mom's house, I was a
Ahí
very
en
healthy
el
man.
mío.
I was a very healthy man. I ate breakfast every morning, you know, before we went to work or school or whatever. And then once I left my mom's house, I got, you know, I'm not complaining or nothing, but it's not the same anymore. Okay, okay. Okay, moving on. Aquí dice, aquí Nintendo dice, no, compa, porque tenemos nuestros padres, ¿verdad que sí? Sí, el dinero no es importante, la familia es importante. A mí me encanta venir aquí a tomar café con mi mamá y con mi papá, mira, ¿ves? Aquí en lo que nos vamos a trabajar. Puedo estar aquí un ratito con mi mamá y aunque me regaña y eso, pero pues imagínate si no la tuviera, ¿quién me va a regañar? Nadie. A la otra persona no les importa a uno, pero la jefita sí, aunque den un jalón de oreja de vez en cuando.
Hasta yo lo iba a buscar en la noche y me lo ejecutaba. Y ya estaba ya grande, ya como de, ¿cuántos años? 15, 16, ¿no? Era cuando andabas con las locas aquellas, carraletas.
With the homegirls. Good morning, acá tenemos aquí a Armando Mobile Detailing. What's happening, vato loco? How's you doing, homie? Armando dice, what's up, José? Saludos. Gracias, Armando. Remember, everybody. What city were you in again, Armando? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I talk to so many people sometimes I forget the city. What city are you in, homie? All right. Dice aquí Nintendo, por eso estamos ricos. Sí, gracias a Dios que sí. Tienes razón, Nintendo. Kimberly says, they don't make them like your mom anymore. She's a special one. Oh, dice Kimberly Ma que las mujeres como tú ya no se hacen, que eso es algo muy especial y que pues
no, pero depende si ustedes, alguna de ustedes no cree lo que yo digo o les dice su mamá,
ajá,
pues están perdidas porque no van a saber cómo dirigir sus hijos.
ajá.
Entonces no les den todo lo que ellos quieran porque piensan que nomás está, que cae del cielo,
Ajá.
y nunca las van a respetar, van a ser los hijos más déspotas que los van a mandar al rato a la pinta.
Ok. Dice aquí Armando's Mobile Detailing, Ventura County. All right, shouts out to all of Ventura County. Remember, everybody, if you guys need some mobile detailing done, you hit up my homeboy right here, Armando Mobile Detailing in Ventura County, all right? Well, thanks, Armando, appreciate that. All right, dice aquí, Nintendo dice, I got one like that, very special. You're a very lucky man. Es lo mejor. Exoto y sí. Okay, my mom's saying that you know, she's basically giving women advice that
Yo sí les comprara también sus Nintendos a ustedes y
Ataris y todo eso. My mom is saying that she likes to give women advice because she says that if you don't what do you call it? If you don't what's the word I'm looking for?
Y también si fuman mucha mota se les va la memoria,
Ya ves.
Sí, se les va la memoria con la mota.
Okay, but if you don't discipline your children, is what I'm trying to say. If you don't discipline your children,
Okay, mijo, Dios te bendiga, que te vaya bien.
Eric, my mom says that if you don't discipline your children, that's the kind of children you're going to be raising up. Later on, they're going to have no manners. They're going to be disrespectful to the elderly, to the authorities, to their teachers.
Y tienen que comer a la misma hora con ustedes.
And food-wise also. My mom says that if you give your children something to eat and they're like, ew,
Allá
you don't
anda
want
la
that.
mamá allá tocándole al muchachito, ándale hijo, ten comida, y él allá en sus gustitos y sabrá Dios que estará mirando, y los padres ahí solos comiendo porque el patroncito está encerrado allá.
Okay, my mom says that, yeah. She says that, women, if you have your little children and stuff, and you have to go beg them, bring them their food to their room, and they're on their phones, their video games or whatever. She says that you need to discipline them to come and eat at the table, okay? Because you don't know what they're doing in the room, what they're watching, or you know what I mean. And also, a lot of the times the kids are like, hell no, I'm not gonna eat that. So they'll throw it back to you or whatever. That's not disciplining your children, my mom says. Okay, she says.
Esa es nomás mi opinión. Yo no me interpreten mal, pero así viví yo. Y aquí en la mesa no se hablaba, pero ahora pues ya estamos viejos, ya estamos con ustedes, pero nadie hablaba, cada quien. Y sí saben usar los cubiertos, y yo también. Pero pues uno en su mesa y que nadie lo está viendo, uno come rápido, como sea, platica y así. Pero aquí con mi esposo, él no se pronunciaba una palabra y bendecir la comida, y aunque la haya hecho aquí yo, porque la comida viene de los files y a veces anda gente negativa que maldice las plantas y ahí andan echando unas de alma allá. Entonces...
Okay, well, anyways, so my mom is basically saying that, you guys. She's saying that, you know, she's not trying to tell women how to run their lives or their families or whatever. She's just trying to give you advice from her personal experiences, okay? So, yeah.
Diles que quiero saber algo.
Okay.
Que si no me pueden decir de esas culebras que chiflan, quiero saber porque miré una allá en la calle.
Okay, my mom says that does anybody know any snakes that whistle? Those snakes are called, because she says she saw one out on the street, so she's curious does anybody know what those snakes are called? Okay.
Si me pueden orientar con eso, porque les tengo miedo yo mucho a las culebras. A los lagartijos no, porque esos limpian.
Ay, pero se meten en el rabo, ma. Dicen que los lagartijos se meten en el rabo.
Las lagartijas,
Hey.
Uy, yo compré un parasito y andan como 100 por ahí.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Let me tell you something. Okay, my mom. For those of you that watch my videos, I've shown you my mom's house, right? All around, it's like a little jungle. She's got all kinds of plants. She's got all kinds of trees. She's got all kinds of herbs and, you know, medicinal plants and all that, right? She's got rock walls, because we're stone masons, right? So my mom, back many years ago, she had one of our nephews. She hired him to find her some lizards, okay? My mom hired my little nephew to get her some lizards, and he did, you know, because actually it's my brother Eric's son. You know, at the job sites where we work, there's always lizards, because where we work, there's always rocks, because most of the time the work we do is stone related, because we're stone masons. And my little nephew caught a pair of lizards from my mom. You know, she gave him $10 for it. And now there's lizards all around the house.
No los agarró, me los trajo gratis, pero yo le dije,
Sí, pues de todos modos,
si
yeah.
me traes unas 2 lagartijas chiquitas, y sí me las trajo, y le dije, pues suéltalas, y las soltamos, y cada año en el tiempo de las aguas andan muchas, pero las grandes ya se fueron.
She
Y
says
se
now that
limpian las jardines de mosquitos y de...
they reproduce right here, and my mom says that having lizards in your garden and around your plants and all that is very good, because they eat the plaga, they eat the pest. Okay, they eat bugs, they eat, you know, stuff that eat your plants and stuff like that. The lizards eat those, so they actually help keep your garden healthy. All right, for those of you that have gardens and stuff, you know, and you see all kinds of bugs. You know what I mean? Instead of using a bunch of pesticides, get yourself a couple of little lizards and let them loose around your garden, and those will keep your garden clean. Elma?
Sí.
Okay, you guys. All right, you guys. So check it out. I'm gonna be leaving now. Ya es hora de irme yo. Ya me voy a ir, mamá.
Pues Dios que te bendiga, y a mí que no me olvide. Y Dios en su casa y Dios en la mía, y pues ya les digo, no humillen a sus padres, porque Dios dice, haz que a mi presencia llegarás, y la karma es el demonio, te está tapi, si andas haciendo males, todo lo que hagas, y luego él mismo dice, ahora sí, ya aquí destapa los gusanos, y pues que no se sabía, pues sí, ya anda la regazón.
Boom.
Todo se sabe.
All right, we got Film Clones Aguilera is watching. Hey, how you doing? Shout outs to you, man. Okay, you guys, we're gonna be leaving now. My mom's gonna give us a small blessing here. She's gonna say a small prayer for us. If you guys need a small prayer, If you're sad or you're sick or you have a loved one that's in need of a prayer, my mom's gonna say a prayer for all of us. All right, all right. Okay, mommy.
Y esto lo pueden encargar en Amazonas. Es bien bueno.
Mhm.
18 fresca el agua y 24 18 de caliente y 24 de agua fresca. Lo conserva 24 horas.
Mhm.
Y lo tengo aquí.
Mhm.
Y sí es bueno, pues.
Sí.
Porque no todos los termos son efectivos.
Sí, pero
Y
este sí.
yo conozco, allá está aquel otro el que les daba, allá miren,
Oiga,
enséñaselo.
Stanley Cup.
Y a cada uno miren, estos son bien buenos.
This is my dad's thermos, okay? My dad
El
used,
de él, cuando él iba a trabajar.
when my dad used to work still, this is his thermos. He had this ever since I can remember, okay?
Y el vaso.
My mom
Este no
has,
es porque lo perdieron, pero ahí le acomodé. Sí. Pero ya él ya no trabaja, nomás lo tengo de recuerdo.
my dad doesn't work anymore, but my mom still keeps this as a souvenir, okay? So this thing has gone through many, many battles, okay? And it's still here. Okay, mami. Ahora sí, ya danos mi bendición, por favor, ya para irme, por favor.
Sí.
My mom's gonna say a small prayer for us, you guys. She's gonna give me my blessing. So if you guys are in need of a small prayer and a blessing,
Y me
this is
pongo
for you.
esta garrita porque para el frío del pescuezo, porque cuando abro la puerta y eso, está calientita. Y se pone abajo.
Ujú.
Y para los bebés, para que no les haga el frío aquí en su pechito, pues si no tienen tiempo de abastillarla o algo, nomás se los ponen así. Y andan calientitos de su pechito y puri
Okay.
good con potatoes.
Pretty good con potatoes. All right, we have Stephanie. Good morning. Good, says Stephanie. Right on for joining, Stephanie. You're just in time. My mom's about to give me my blessing before I go to work, and she's gonna say a small prayer for us. Okay. So for those of you that were watching me on TikTok and you miss having a small prayer with my mom and myself, your blessings. Watch me on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Thank you very much. Okay, here she comes. Yeah, so I'm off to work, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to be too late to
Que
work
si
and
dije
stuff. You know
alguna
what I mean?
palabra que no les haya gustado, que me perdonen.
Morning, says Stephanie. Right on. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad you're here, Mama. All right, hang on a minute. My mom's getting ready here. I love hanging out with my mom, you guys. I feel blessed to be able to spend some time with her in the morning before I go, because you never know what's gonna happen out there in the world, and spending some time here with my mom and my dad in the morning is very rewarding.
La bendición de Dios Padre, de Dios Hijo y de Dios Espíritu Santo. Amén. Esté con todos ustedes y conmigo y con toda la audiencia que me mira en donde quiera. Para los que no les guste, también va para ellos. Poderosa oración de protección. Oh coraza de la sangre del Redentor, protégelos en todos sus caminos y batallas espirituales. Cubre sus pensamientos, potencias y sentidos con tu coraza protectora. Reviste su cuerpo con tu poder. Que los dardos encendarios del maligno no los toquen, ni en el cuerpo ni en el alma. Que ni el veneno, ni el hechizo, ni el ocultismo les haga daño. Oh, mi buen Jesús, cuídalos y protégelos. Amén. La bendición de Dios Padre, de Dios Hijo y de Dios Espíritu Santo. Amén.
Thank you, Mommy.
Bendición de Dios Padre, de Dios Hijo y de Dios Espíritu Santo. Dios es en la boca, nomás que como ya se me pasa a veces porque ya estoy de anciana.
All right, you guys. See, I know, a lot of people don't believe in God and stuff like that, but we do. And this blessing that my mom and this prayer that she's saying for us makes me feel that good at work, because, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day. And so, this makes me feel good. It makes me feel that if anything happens, I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? So thank you very much for
Y en
being here
agosto ya
with
voy a
us.
cumplir años.
And my mom says it's going to be her birthday. ¿Cuándo va a ser, ma?
No, eso no se dice, nomás el mes.
Okay, well, in August, it's going to be her birthday, and let's throw a little party for her. All right?
No,
All right.
no, yo no quiero parir.
No sé, yo te voy a hacer uno aquí, nomás nosotros aquí, nomás nosotros
¿para
aquí.
qué? Pues eso
She
no.
says no, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
No, una carnita asada aquí y pues nomás.
Oh, madre, pero un party es cuando hay una persona o dos y ya. Pues vamos a
Sí.
estar yo, usted, mi papá Yeri,
Ya.
celebrando su
Sí.
happy birthday de usted.
Porque todos me quieren llevar para sus casas, pero pues yo no me gusta pues porque ya no podemos caminar. Yo sí puedo, pero él está paralizado de sus manitas y sus piecitos, entonces él no puede, nomás vamos por ahí a comer tantito en las trailas. A mí me gusta comer en las trailas.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have to go. Remember, now you can get your Azteca Hill on the TikTok shop now, as well as on Walmart online, Amazon online, Flip, AztecaHill.com. But I recommend on the TikTok shop now. Okay, you guys, it's simple, easy. It's all 100% natural, and God willing, Azteca Hill will become the world's #1 energy drink because it's all natural. Okay, not like that other stuff that's got weird stuff in it. You can't even pronounce the stuff that's in it, but that's why we have our Azteca Hill, everybody. Thank you very much. Gotta go. All right, this is Stephanie. Thank you, Mama, for the prayer. Dice aquí Stephanie, madre, que te dé las gracias por tu oración.
No me las den a mí, dénsela a Dios, y yo lo hice con gusto, y a Dios nuestro Señor que me tiene aquí con vida todavía.
Okay, Stephanie, my
Y
mom
también
says,
cuando Dios me lleve, no reniegues, ni nadie debe de, porque Dios nuestro Señor tiene una línea y hasta aquí llegamos, y por eso hay que vivirla bien, porque el de ese patas de gallo te abre muchos caminos así anchos, y si tú te vas por alguno de esos, no lo sigas. Si tu mamá te aconseja mal o la ves en mal camino, no la sigas. Si tu papá, tus hermanos y alguna amistad que tengas, no lo sigas, porque ellos no te van a salvar. Es mejor no seguirlos en lo que ellos andan, porque uno también se va en chueco o chueca.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. My mom says not to thank her. She says to thank God always first, because God, that's why one of the reasons why he brought my mom here is to be able for her, to spread the word of God. So she says not to thank him, to thank God, always God first, okay? Right on. And then Kimberly says, what a blessing, gracias. You're welcome, Kimberly. Love that you always wear the helmet. Yeah, you do. Hey, thanks. I love my helmet. I wear it everywhere I go. Okay? God bless you too, says Daylon. Thank you, Daylon. Appreciate that very much. Okay, you guys, thank you very much. I gotta go. Thank you over here on Instagram. Thank you over here on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you over here on YouTube. Bye, everybody. Have a great one.